Oh, namaste. Today's class will be a lovely YINYASA. So we'll begin in some longer held yin postures and move towards a little bit more movement, finishing out the class with some slow flow sequences and end with a nice long shavasana. So today you'll need some space against the wall. Make sure you've got a couple blocks and a blanket or a bolster if those official yoga props are accessible to you. If not, just grab as many pillows and things that you need to be comfortable in a long, cozy shavasana. We're going to begin in legs up the wall. You're welcome to make your way there. As I share with you, one of the mindfulness cards I pulled from myself this morning. So a friend got me this really wonderful little set of cards that have little thoughts of mindfulness and practices and challenges on them. And so today I pulled one from the rest and balance section for our class. And this card is called Just This. Just This. Meditation and mindfulness invite us to be radically honest about what is happening inside us. And that invitation can be as challenging as it is beautiful. One of the best ways to encourage the sense of inner honesty is the practice of just this. Use this simple phrase to turn your attention toward whatever is happening in the present moment and meet that experience with acknowledgement, allowing, and acceptance. You can even turn it into a bit of a mantra to carry with you throughout your daily life. So today's class, I invite you to do just this. In each posture, focus that monkey mind on just this, whatever the posture is, how the body is feeling from, as I like to say, the inside out. Don't run from sensations. Don't punish yourself if your mind starts wandering again, but use the breath to continually bring yourself back to just this. So with that, we'll begin with legs up the wall. And gently make your way to a blank space on the wall and scoot your hips as close as you can to the baseboard, and then lower onto your back and extend the legs up the wall. Scoot your bottom as close as you can, straighten the legs up the wall, and then just allow everything to kind of hang loose here. So your knees can bend, the heels might descend towards the floor. Find a place to be right here, right now. Feel the back body supported. So we find ourselves in agreement with gravity. Begin to take some deeper inhales, slower exhales. Notice where the body is tensing up and see what it's like to release the muscle contraction. Give in to the support of the earth. Maybe your heels slide down the wall a little bit. You're welcome to close your eyes or just softly gaze up at the ceiling. All you need to do here is just this. We'll hold each of these postures in the beginning of class for a minute or two. So in the silence, continue focusing on your breath and allowing that to draw you back to the shape of your body as it is in this moment. As you inhale fully into the depths of the lungs, the diaphragm, finding a little bit more space in the upper chest, the mid chest, belly. Exhaling long and slow out through the nose. Slowly begin to bend the knees and allow the heels to slide down the wall until you can bring the soles of the feet together, finding bound angle against the wall. So the soles of the feet come together, the knees bend and gently press towards the wall. Your heels can come down as much or as little as feels comfortable. Feel a gentle opening in the groin. Continue to breathe deeply here. All you need to do is just this posture here. Allow the mind to rest from its task making, worrying, anticipation. Exhale out all of those things. And on your next breath in, begin to gently press yourself away from the wall, bringing the knees together and lowering them down to one side, finding a twist. So keeping the back and the shoulders against the mat, the floor, knees drop to one side. Inhale, imagine the space between each vertebrae expanding just a bit. Each exhale, allow yourself to melt down towards the earth. Bend to gravity in the knees, the shoulders. Inhale, open up, exhale. The gaze back to the ceiling. Bring the knees back to center and gently lower them to the other side, scooting out of the way of anything so that you can lower those knees all the way to the earth. Extend the opposite arm long. Let your gaze follow over the opposite shoulder. Allow the body to settle into stillness. Again, with that breath in, feeling slight expansion in the spine. With the exhale, a slight gentle release, as if you could be gently swallowed by the earth underneath you. In your final round of breath on this twist, breathe in fully, as deeply as you can. Take that cleansing breath out through open mouth. Gently curl into yourself, rolling to the side where your knees are. Spend just a breath here, tucked in. way to your mat if you need to from the wall. Get yourself settled. We're going to move to frog pose, and you're welcome to take either half frog or full frog. And your bolster can be helpful for that. Generally in yin, you don't use props as much as restorative, but it's your practice. That's my practice. And I'm going to use a blanket. So take care of yourself, especially if this is a new posture for you or you have tight hips. I definitely recommend putting that bolster or that blanket underneath your chest and starting with half frog, which is what I will show you first. So you're going to lower onto your belly, maybe with that chest on your blanket or your bolster, and bring your left arm and your left knee to 90-degree angles. The right leg and the right arm can be where it feels most comfortable. You can even use another pillow or a block for your head, or just rest the side of the face on the top of your right hand, looking over your right shoulder. So this is half frog. I'll cue you when we're about halfway through the time to switch sides. Just allow yourself to melt down here. If you would like to take full frog pose, it's essentially going to be both legs widened at the knees. So beginning like in a wide-legged child's pose, but bring the feet over the edges of the mat. You can begin to lower the hips between the heels, lower down to the forearms, and then walk the forearms out until you find that sensation on the inner thighs. You can keep yourself propped up with your elbows or stack your blocks or your pillows so that your chest rests against them. Keep the shoulders down the back and relaxed. So your elbows should be almost underneath your shoulders. So wiggle them into place until you find a sensation that is a sensation without being overwhelming. You still want to be able to breathe easily. And here we'll sit in our frog posture. Just do this. Inhale to any warm sensations. Yin isn't always a relaxing practice, but it shouldn't be painful. So if you find that the full frog pose is a little too intense and you're tightening your jaw or squeezing your shoulders, your hands, your face, just gently come out of it and find a different way to enjoy this posture. Maybe that's malasana. Maybe that's half frog. Maybe it's just laying back on your back and feeling the earth press against you. Wherever you're at, just do that. If you took the half frog variation, gently draw your left arm and leg back in line. Go ahead and gently switch to the other side, bringing your elbow down to a 90-degree angle, drawing the knee up to a 90-degree angle as well. Just the forearm and the thigh are parallel. Relax down. Enjoy the release in the right hip, the right shoulder. Inhale, softness and ease. Exhale, any sensations, thoughts, distractions, noises around you. Just be here with yourself on your mat for a few more moments. As we begin to release from frog pose, don't make any movements yet. Just bring your breath fully into the belly. Open mouth, exhale. Slowly pressing into your arms to lift yourself up a little bit. Bring the feet together. Maybe you shift back, kind of like a wide-legged child's pose to lift up out of your frog. There's no rules except to be gentle and give yourself as much time as you need to move quietly out of the posture. Bring the knees together. You can just sit up into hero pose. Take a few breaths here. Noticing how the body collects itself after that posture. Move any props away from the mat. Come down to the sitting bones. Extend the legs long out in front of you for a forward fold. Here you can prop the knees up, the blanket if you'd like. Any other support, maybe rolling the back of the mat up to prop your hips up. When you're ready, sit up as tall as you can. Reach the arms up overhead, and then relax the shoulders down the back. Inhale, lift the sternum, tuck the chin, and exhale, hinging at the hips. Find your forward fold. Slow motion, lowering the chest, the arms down. Letting the hands land on the mat or the legs. Letting the upper body curl over the thighs. Dropping your head and your gaze down. Allowing yourself to melt forward here. Take any adjustments slowly and find your way to some stillness. Just this. Allow the sound of your breath to be the background music to your practice. Tuning in to the texture, the length of the notes, the inhale, how the tone perhaps changes on the exhale. Notice the pause, the rest between the in and the out. Enjoy for just a few more breaths. On your next exhale, tuck the chin and curl the spine. Reaching the arms forward, finding almost like a cat-like pose, maybe even grabbing your ankles or your shins, and press the back of the heart space open through the shoulder blades. Inhale to slowly release from the posture, bringing the torso upright. Take a few shrugs of the shoulders. Lower the neck gently to one side, then the other. Inhale it back to center. Gently remove any props you used. Make your way to a comfortable cross-legged seat. You can also take bound angle if you'd like to press the soles of the feet together here. We'll take a few seated cat and cows. Exhaling, curling the spine, tucking the chin, rolling the gaze down towards your belly button. Your inhale lifts the spine, lifts the sternum, lift the chin. Draw the shoulders back and the heart forward as you look up and expand through the lungs. Inhale. Exhale, finding that cat-like posture. Curling in, holding onto your knees. Inhaling, lifting up and open. Exaggerating each posture as much as feels good. Keeping your movements slow, methodic, meditative. Make your way back to a straight spine. On an inhale, reach the arms up. Take a gentle twist to the right, keeping the legs as they are, just twisting from the heart, twisting the torso towards the right. Drop the arms down, your left hand comes to your right knee. Your right fingertips prop up behind your low back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, gently look over your right shoulder. 3 breaths here. Soften the jaw. Relax your face. On your next inhale, come back to center with the arms up. And we'll go to the other side. Keeping the knees facing forward, twisting from the heart, twisting from the core. Look over the left. Drop the arms down, right hand to your knee. Left hand props you up behind your low back. Lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, twist, looking over your left shoulder. 3 breaths here. Good. Final round of breath. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands back behind you, clasping the fingertips together if you can. Otherwise, just reaching back, kind of like airplane arms. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, forward fold, arms come up overhead. Seated yoga mudra. Inhale back up. Release the hands. Begin to roll the wrists one direction. And then the other way. Relax the arms down. Take a few shoulder shrugs if that would feel good for you. Any other gentle movements your body is calling for you. We're just right here, right now. How can you gift your body with something that will nourish it, support it? Begin to find some stillness as you're ready. And extend the left leg out, sole of the right foot into the left thigh. On an inhale, reach the arms up overhead. First, we're going to drop that right hand down and reach the left arm up, finding a side body stretch. And then exhale to Janu Shirshasana. Extend that left arm down the left leg as you fold the left side body over the left leg. Reach the right arm up. Look up towards your right fingertips. Pull that right shoulder back. Finding that side body stretch on the right side. On inhale, coming back up. Plant that right hand, stargazer pose. We're going to lift up onto that right shin. Lift the left hip and the left arm. Left arm comes up overhead. Press the left foot down. Reach up to that left hip. Exhale, gently sit it back down. Bring the soles of the feet together. Drop the heels in. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold over your feet. Your inhale brings you back up. Extend the right leg long. Bring the sole of the left foot into the right thigh. Arms up on your inhale. Exhale, left hand down next to you on the mat. Reach the right arm up, side body stretch. So I'm pressing my right hip down, reaching up through the right armpit. Exhale, arms up overhead. Inhale, lengthen, press the sitting bones down, the shoulders down, the spine up. Exhale, lower that right hand to grab your right toe or your ankle. Right side body folds over the right leg. Spin the chest towards the ceiling. Reach that left arm up overhead. Keep the heart open. So you breathe into that left side body. Expanding on the inhales, opening on the exhales. Your next breath in is going to release, bringing that left arm down next to you, stargazer. Plant that left hand, coming up on that left shin. Reach the right hip up, right foot is flat, pressing down to the knife edge of the right foot. Look up over your right shoulder, right arm up overhead. Keep the heart open. One more inhale. Exhale, gently lower yourself down. Find your way to child's pose. Hips over your heels, knees together, forehead down to your mat. Of course, always welcome to take any other variation of child's pose, wide-legged maybe, or the arms down at your side. We'll be here for 3 rounds of breath. Make your third exhale the longest breath out you've taken all day. Keep pressing out the air. Keep squeezing out the air. On your inhale, lift the forehead. Make your way to your belly for cobra pose. Lowering all the way down. Fingertips spread wide next to your chest. Hug the elbows in. Tops of the feet press into the mat so the knees maybe even lift up. And inhale, lift the heart. Lower the gaze so your chin is tucked, elongating through the back of the neck. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, lower the forehead to the mat. Tuck the toes. Press the hands into the mat. Squeeze the elbows in. Activate the legs and press up to plank. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up and back. Stepping the toes forward as you need. Bending the knees as you need. Look back between the knees. Press your chest towards your thighs. And begin to wake up your dog in any way that feels good in this moment. Pedaling out the heels. Maybe reaching back for a heel. Little cha-cha. Eventually making your way back to a quiet downward dog. Allow the heels to become heavy. Full breath in. Full breath out. Look between your hands. Tiptoe towards the top of the mat. Take your time. Like a child taking its first steps. Find a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing your hands to your shins or your thighs, pulling the shoulders away from the ears, long, straight back. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, send the arms back behind you. Exhale to chair, and then inhale up, right up to stand. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to mountain. Just this. Mountain. This is enough. You are enough. This moment is enough. Stay here with me for just a breath. Stay here with yourself for just a breath. Bring the palms together, heart center. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, let out any sound, maybe a sigh. Just do that again. Full inhale. And let out any audible noise, breath out. That feels good. Release the palms to your side. Lift the gaze. On your next inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Press the feet down, reach the fingertips up. Lengthen through the torso. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands. Step the left foot back, warrior two. Plant the back foot. Inhale the arms up, and then blossom them open. Bending into that right knee. Pressing the hips open, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Reach the fingertips apart. 2 breaths here. Hug the feet together. Power up the legs. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame the front foot. Step that left foot forward to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands. Step the right foot back, warrior to the other side. Back heel spins down. Reach the right arm up and open. Sinking into our lunge. Pressing down, drawing up. Lengthen through the spine. Reach out through the arms. Relax shoulders. Gaze over your front fingertips. One more breath here. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame the front foot. Step forward to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step the feet back to plank or hands and knees. Lower through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. In your hands, tiptoe, like you're taking those first steps to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, send the arms back behind you. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, drop the hips, come through chair to stand. Inhale, arms up overhead. Clasp your fingertips together at the top, pointer fingers up. Slight tuck of the tailbone. And keeping the feet and the hips where they're at, find a side bend. So the hips stay level. This is the only side that's moving, that right side body. So you lift up and tilt towards the left. Pull that right shoulder back. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. Hips stay level. Only the side body is moving. Lengthening. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release the hands to your side. Cross the fingertips and the wrists in front of you. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, heel toe the feet apart, gently making our way to yogi squat malasana. Lower the hips between the heels, bring the palms together. You can also sit on a block here. If malasana is not feeling great for you today, or you want to just try something different. Keep the heart open here, so we're not curling in. Lengthen through the spine, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Palms together at heart center. Feet flat on the mat. You can gently rock left and right if you'd like. Find a spot to gaze at on the floor and just breathe. 2 more rounds of breath. On your exhale, plant your hands down in front of you, lift the hips, remove any props, and make your way to plank. Top of a push-up. Keep the hips level with the shoulders. Fingertips spread wide, wrists under your shoulders. Lift up through the heels, engage the belly. If you need to lower to your knees, keep the weight shifting forward. So we're not in tabletop. You're still supporting yourself. You're still using those core muscles to be engaged and keep you lifted. So if you're in the knees down, practice lifting up to plank on the inhale and lowering the knees on the exhale. If you're in plank, do a slow motion mountain climber, drawing the right knee in, hugging it up, tucking the chin, sending it back. The other leg, tucking in, knee to nose, exhale, sending it back. On your next exhale, or whenever you're done with that, lower the knees. Shift the hips back, child's pose. Full breath out. Come up to downward facing dog. And send the right heel up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward, plant that right foot down. Warrior two, spin the back heel down. Lift up, open. Reach forward, flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Finding star pose, turn the feet to face the long edge of the mat, fingertips reaching out. And then turn towards the back of the mat for warrior two on the other side. So now the left toes are facing forward. Reaching out. Reach forward, flip the left palm, reach it up and back for reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Find star pose. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Toes facing the wide edge of the mat. Lift up through the hips. Let the head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk the fingertips over the left side of the mat until you find a lunge at the top, which was the back. Now it's the top. Send that left leg back as you come to the three-legged dog. So left leg is lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Plant that left foot between the palms. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand. Roll the spine. Bring the arms up overhead with you. And we're going to take it right back down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Just this. Just the halfway lift. This is enough. Stay right here. One more inhale. Exhale, fold. Forward fold, just this. Not in anticipation of what's or what came before. Be fully present. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step that left foot back. Bring the right hand to the inside of the right leg, finding lizard pose. You can lower that left knee if you'd like. Pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. And inhale, finding a cow breath. Drop that right knee open. Exhale, curl the spine, finding cat pose. So inhaling cat and cow breath in lizard. Last exhale. Coming back to neutral lizard. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Just exhale here. Inhale, coming back up to our fingertips. Walk the hands over the left side of the mat until you find lizard on the left side. You can lower that right knee if you did so on the other side. Right hip pulls forward, left hip pulls back. Shrug the shoulders down the back. Inhale, pull the heart through. Maybe the left knee lowers a little bit. Exhale, curl the spine, tuck the chin, finding cat. Inhale, cow breath. Exhale, cat. Just a few more rounds. Your own breath timing. For your next exhale, come back to neutral lizard. Tuck the back toes, lifting up. Step forward, Sumalasana. Inhale, drop the hips, bring the palms together. And exhale to stand. So press the heels down, lengthen through the spine as you stand. Arms come up overhead, palms together. Exhale the hands out either side. Bring the feet together to mountain. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Take a little back bend here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to chair. Be right here. Send the hips back, long through the spine. Heart is open. You've got this. Exhale, palms together. Inhale to stand, arms reach up a little, back bend again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Come down to your knees. Child's pose. 3 breaths here. Let out all the breath on your exhales. Release the forehead to the mat, maybe rolling out that third eye center by gently rocking your head back and forth. Lifting your gaze on your next inhale, come all the way down to your belly. We'll take bow pose. If you know bow is not in your practice or you're not feeling it today, it's not going to serve you, feel free to take locust or maybe even just some little cobras lifting the feet. But for bow, bring the arms back behind you, bending at the knees and catch your heels or the tops of your feet or your ankles. On an inhale, lift the heart, lift the knees off the mat. Hug the legs in towards each other. Breathe. Maybe you rock back and forth on the belly. Maybe you don't. Just this. Accept where you're at. One more inhale. Slow motion release down to your belly. Forehead to the mat. Release all the way to the earth. And bring your hands next to your chest. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, press up to tabletop. Take a round of cat and cow. Notice how the body feels. Notice if it's calling to any posture to counteract where we were today in practice. We'll have a minute to free flow in any postures that your body wants to take. Before we get there, take that right leg and cross it over the left so the knees are crossed. Shift the hips back, walking the hands back until you land in your cow face pose. Sit up straight, breathe. And then uncross that right knee, bring it along next to you. So the right shin is parallel to the top of the mat. So the left leg is going to uncross next to you. Right shin is parallel to the top of the mat. You can stay here for deer pose, or if you'd like to gently move into pigeon, this is a good way to get into it. So both knees are at a 90-degree angle, lengthen through the spine, and begin to walk the fingertips forward. So just like deer pose, stay here for deer, or begin to wiggle that left leg straight back behind you. Keep the right shin parallel to the top of the mat. Maybe you begin to lift up. Stay lifted here. We're not going to fold totally forward over that right shin. You're going to support yourself with your hands and keep that top leg as parallel as you can. Right hip pulls back in space. Left hip pulls forward. You'll feel it. Breathe. 3 long inhales and exhales in your deer or pigeon pose. After your third exhale, if you're in pigeon, slowly lower that right hip down. Coming back to deer, drawing that left knee back to a 90-degree angle. And then pivot on your feet, taking a windshield wiper left and right. And then when the pivot allows the knees to go to the left, cross that. Actually, we're going to bring them back up. And then we're going to lower the left knee down, cross the right knee over the left for our cow face pose on the other side. Just the legs for cow face here. Lengthen up through the spine, realign, shoulders down the back. Breathe. And then we're going to uncross that right leg, finding deer pose, bringing it next to you. 90-degree angle from hip to knee to ankle. Left shin parallel to the top of the mat. Again, you're welcome to stay here or slowly make your way to pigeon. Either one. We start here, fingertips on the mat, shoulders relaxed down the back. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, begin to walk the fingertips forward, chest comes over that leg. If you're taking deer, feel free to lower as far down as you'd like. If you're taking pigeon, keep the heart lifted as you wiggle that right leg back behind you. Pull that right hip forward though, the left hip back. Keep that left leg parallel. Palms are pressing down on the earth to support you. Wiggling that right leg back, shoulders down the back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, stay here. If you need to take it a little bit further, if you don't feel any sensation, you can lower it down to your forearms or walk the hands out a little bit. The important thing is to keep the hips level. One more round of breath here. 3 total. If you just settled in, take your time. On an exhale, lower that left hip down. If you're in pigeon, finding your deer pose. From deer, coming all the way up. Bring that right hand behind you, pivoting on the hips and the heels, finding that wide-legged windshield wiper. And then make your way to center on the mat. Lower on down to your back. Hug the knees in, wrapping the forearms around the knees. Gentle rocking left and right. Wind removing pose. Hang on to that right knee, extend the left leg long. Press out through a flat left foot as you press that right knee down. And then we'll take it into a twist. With your left hand, gently draw that left knee across the body, the right knee across the body towards the left. Right arm extends. Look over the right shoulder. Relax your jaw. Relax the grip a little bit. Let the body settle and release. Inhale back to center. Draw both knees in and switch sides. Lower the right leg to the mat. Press out through the right heel. Press down into that left knee, down and up towards the armpit. Slight tuck at the chin. And then take that twist. Right hand coax the left knee across the body towards the right. Look over your left shoulder, extend the left arm long. Once you found your twist, completely release. On your next inhale, bring the gaze back to center. Knees in. And if you identified any postures that your body would like to close out with, please take as much time as you need, as many breaths as you need to do just that. As you finish closing out your practice, begin to make your way to a supported Shavasana. Whatever ways will make you feel most supported, most comfortable. Use as many props, blankets, pillows as you have, as you need. A few suggestions is a bolster behind your back, a pillow underneath your head, a rolled up blanket underneath your knees or your thighs, allowing the lower back to be a little bit closer to the earth. Maybe the blanket goes over you, keep you warm. You can also bring the blanket rolled up over your pelvis for a little bit more grounding, supports. Wiggle in to your Shavasana, lower down, relax. When you're there, begin to close your eyes. Soften the fingertips and the toes. Release every muscle. Allow the sides of the face to gently melt down towards the earth. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. And we'll end here in Shavasana, in just this. Take your time. Allow yourself at least a couple minutes. So I'll read you once again the mindfulness card we began with. Meditation and mindfulness invite us to be radically honest about what is happening inside us. And that invitation can be as challenging as it is beautiful. One of the best ways to encourage this sense of inner honesty is the practice of just this. Use the simple phrase to turn your attention toward whatever is happening in the present moment and meet that experience with acknowledgement, allowing, and acceptance. You can even turn it into a bit of a mantra to carry with you throughout your daily life. So enjoy just this peaceful Shavasana. And may you continue that practice with you when you get up off your mat and carry on with your day.